First of all, I'd love to welcome you to the opening of Vested Summit first day. We've had actually 2 days before pre-activities. They were mainly a hackathon as well as Shark Zone preparations for the pitches for the investors. The startups were preparing to wow the investors. But today we actually open literally the world's first conscious tech summit here in this town, in Guna. We are doing an international global summit on Egyptian soil. And we are very proud to launch this after 2 years of very, very much hard work, a lot of vision, a lot of sleepless nights, and definitely a passion from the team that goes thousands of miles. Let me first start by a quote that is personally endearing to my heart, which is that the future is already here. It's just not evenly distributed yet. This quote was a quote that the founder of Twitter delivered a couple of years ago that personally inspired me to embark on this journey. And it just says that basically everything that will be invented is already invented. It's just not evenly distributed yet. And we are here today to work on distributing the future because we want to create an equitable world and we want to create it for emerging markets because let's face it, it's enough that we go on flights and feel like we're actually going on time machines instead of actually flying to somewhere. And what the world really needs is ferocious, young, talented entrepreneurs that can actually not just say that they can change it, but actually do change it. And we believe that you are here in this audience and you're trying to do this with us. Thank you so much. I think I forgot to introduce myself. As I was basically debating whether I should write a speech or improvise, but I felt like a word from the heart would resonate because this is a very intimate gathering of 400 minds together. We really carefully chose pretty much everyone that came from everywhere around the world to be with us today, so a word from the heart is better than a word from the mind. So my name is Salma El Hariry, and I'm an Egyptian, born in Kuwait, raised in Egypt. And 7 years ago, I embarked on a self-discovery journey to Silicon Valley because I felt like what was happening in the revolution in the streets, a lot of people frustrated, a lot of young talents that are actually underutilized, a lot of people asking for what the world really needs, but do not have a lot of answers for how to bring about the change that they want to bring about. And I wanted to learn from the world's biggest innovation hub. It's actually the innovation epicenter, and it's Silicon Valley. So I took on a journey of embarking to do my master's over there and ended up not staying just for 1 year, but 4.5 years. Have been to almost 379 events. And yes, I counted them. That's how much of a geek I am. So I built a really huge, massive network, and it was just by mistake. It was by chance. It's just because I found so many incredible stories of young, talented entrepreneurs that are actually onto changing the world. It was literally contagious. Everywhere you go, everyone's working on the next big thing. And I had to catch that fever. So, but the more I stayed in the valley, the more the valley disappointed me, as I famously say, because as the innovations, I witnessed the rise of Uber, Airbnb, Dropbox myself, from startup to unicorns. But basically, a lot of the entrepreneurs and founders, because they did not live a lot of the biggest challenges in the world, were not actually working or inspired to work on them. And the more I connected with entrepreneurs from the Middle East, from Egypt specifically, the more I got inspired, but found out that the lack of access to investors, to knowledge, to tools was the problem. So here we are, a couple of years later at Festus Summit, trying to do exactly that, gather all this talent from everywhere and put them in front of the world's biggest leaders in this space to empower them to become the next generation of people that can really, really put this region and other regions on the map. But before I continue, I'd like to actually welcome my team, because I think that one person cannot do anything. And I honestly was very lucky to find people that shared the same passion. We've been a remote team for as long as we were founded. That was June 2016. And basically, we've been working remotely. Shireen, my co-founder from Amsterdam, Hala, she was based in Qatar and then moved to Abu Dhabi. Mona was based in Cairo. And we got a couple of really interesting other people that joined us as well from New York and from Saudi Arabia. So I'd like to leave it to Shireen to give a word as well. And I'd like to have Mona, Hala, and Riz on the stage too.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sherin Wafaai. Just if you're wondering, I'm half Finnish, half Egyptian. That's why I look a bit funny. My mom's over there. Just so you know, my background is psychology. So to be standing here at the Tech Summit is not something that I ever imagined or ever dreamed of. But I just want to say one thing. I'm extremely grateful for this moment. I'm extremely grateful that all of you are here. My mission in life is to help people become the best versions of themselves. And I've already heard so many stories from people here that have already connected and have already made incredible bonds with each other and already going to go further because of what we've done. So thank you already from the bottom of my heart for being here, for traveling. And here is Hala, the VP of the entire summit.
She brought tears to my eyes, sorry. It's a very emotional moment for me, so sorry about that. I've been working on this for the past 2 years, sorry. So you can imagine just sketching this on paper just as an idea at the very, very beginning. And with Salma, it was only me and Salma at some point. And then the team just started growing and seeing everyone believing in the idea and the vision, one person after the other. And then we grew into a remote team, as Salma was saying, and distance wasn't really a problem at all. We kind of found our way through all the hurdles and all the challenges that we came across. And I believe that's a very unique factor that we had, and it doesn't really happen often. And everyone that usually asks us what was the really successful factor that that you came across and you think is the one factor that made it happen, it was only the team, and the team only that we brought up as that factor. Why? Because basically it's just a team that brings us together, and the passion that we found in this team is such amazing. It's so amazing. So anyway, I wanted to welcome you all here. It's been an inspiring journey for all of us, a very high peak learning experience for all of us. We've had some challenges, as you might see today and the past 2 days, but it's become a very beautiful experience for all of us, and the value that we're bringing into the people, I believe, is very high. My background, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. My background is in digital media engineering. I started off as in academia as an instructor, and then it was very interesting to learn about design. I've always been interested in arts, but never really studied anything. So I kind of mixed engineering and design in the interactive media or interactive design direction. And from that on, I loved what design is all about, because basically it's about the human being. You solve for problems in the society. You have access to the people in the community, and you have to talk to them and engage with them and know what their problems are in order to, in the very end, solve for those problems. And we come from the emerging market. I'm very proud of that, because we are full of those problems. And these are the problems that enrich us, enrich our stories, and basically gives us a way forward, a goal that we want to achieve, a vision that we want to reach in the very end. And I think this is why we're here. We just want to solve these problems with technology, but also consciously as well. So welcome. I'm really happy that I'm seeing all of this crowd here. I really hope you see the value in what we're doing, and yani, enjoy it today. Bye.
Literally, we've grown into, from a team sized of 4 people to 7 people, and then an extended team of 10 people. And then we literally have now 40 volunteers for us. So it's an organization of almost 60 people. And then in addition and above to all that, we have 100 partners. And we're very, very proud. But before I actually introduce the partners, I need to introduce the head of partnerships that sat on every single call, went to every meeting, scheduled all of these with force of nature. She is a force of nature. And this is Mona Makhlouf.
Thank you, Salma, so much. It means a lot to me, and I'm very grateful to be part of this team. They've been not only my support system, but they've been my family. I really want to thank everyone. I'm very grateful that you guys are part of the Conscious Tech movement. You're one of our first believers. I always and strongly believed that when we design something, we design for the people, not actually we design with the people, not for the people, meaning that we design, or we have to be very conscious about their needs and their wants, and to fill this gap. And when I talk about design, it's not aesthetics at all. It's actually design the system, design the concept, design the whole experience. And that's the main reason why Vested Summit was born. We should be very conscious about the things that are around us and the people that we give them. I always call it the energy exchange. We give. You have to whatever you do in your life, you have to send so that you can receive. And that's what I always go by. I didn't introduce myself. I'm a designer by practice and education. I'm a graphic designer originally, but recently multidisciplinary designer. So it goes many channels. And first, I wasn't a very tech hardcore person, but I always believed that tech comes in a very beautiful and different way to enhance our lives and to enhance the way that we see the world and how we even receive and explore the world. I am Italian by heart and Egyptian by blood. And I'm made of 98% of pasta and music. So please do share your music with me. Welcome to Vested Summit. Thank you.